We all got stories to tell, you know. I mean, that's why we doing this. Each story is just one more voice that I think just needs to be heard, not just by social workers, but just by like other people in general, just to kind of be that inspiration.
My name is Madia Evans. I am 21 years old.
I've been in and out of care for 12 years.
I'm Devin Bruce. I'm 18.
I was in the system for 5 years, you know, not a long time, but I mean, I didn't deserve to be put there.
See, I got here in October.
Oh, I just came to visit my mom like 2 years ago. And got stuck here.
7 months or so.
So I'm 20 years old. You know, I'm 21 in another 4 months, and I still have trouble with the things that I was trying to overcome when I was in the system.
When I was born, I was addicted to crack cocaine, marijuana, and alcohol. My mother used those drugs and drank frequently while she was pregnant with me. When I was 16 years old, my father went to prison for trafficking. He was caught trafficking, and I called SRS when I was 16 and told him I didn't have anywhere to go because technically I had ran away. When they transported me at 11 o'clock at night, they transported me to Wichita, Kansas. And they told me that I was in police protective custody for 72 hours. And after that, they finalized it. I was a child in need of care, so I was placed into the foster care system at 17 years old.
I mean, there's a lot. I was on probation for 5 years. Pot, you know, drinking all the time, sneaking out, just doing stupid stuff, you know, bringing drugs into the house, alcohol. Had to go to rehab 3 times, you know. I was an alcoholic when I was 15. My dad left my mom. I was angry at the world.
When I was 16 years old, so my brother had took custody of me and my little sister. I took my brother's alcohol, got drunk, came home at like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. My brother locked the door on me and called the police on me. They arrested me. Then I entered the system, and they put me through lockup facilities. Put me through that, and then I went through like level 5 placements, like boys' homes with like 13 people or something, you know, and you're sharing a room with like 3 other people. But it really did suck. It sucked pretty bad going through that part of the system, you know, like not being fairly treated right, you know, treated fairly.
We didn't have a choice, you know, we had to. Together, after the third day of mom not coming home, we just went up to our high school to see our homies or whatever. You know, 3 days, and then we got taken. And the officer at Turner High seen us, and that they took us into the counselor's office, whatever. Long story short, we had to age out. We had to stay in Kansas till we were 18.
I've been in care for, like I said, in and out for 12 years. There are 2 nights from when I was 6 that I will remember better than anything. That's the night that my dad died, the day that we got taken into foster care. So shortly after my dad died, my mom got heavily into drugs and alcohol. She had been bad into it before, but never to the point where it was taking 100% control of her life. Well, SRS started investigating us and told her, you know, you don't clean up your act, this house isn't cleaned up, then we're gonna have to take your kids. We sat there for 3 days straight doing nothing but scrubbing the house, trying to make sure that we could stay with our mom. My mom never cleaned up her act. We were sitting down there and my aunt came in and she had tears in her eyes. She couldn't hide it. We didn't actually go into the homes until almost 8 o'clock at night, and we were picked up at around 11 o'clock a.m. I was in 1st grade when I got taken into care.
I was in the system for 6 years, very self-isolated. I didn't have social skills or anything growing up. I had very few friends. I grew up just kind of having kind of like an inward, out-looking type mentality. I've moved around a lot, even before foster care.
Things do happen And sometimes you just gotta accept it, but what you do with it is what really counts, what you make out of it. So right now I'm trying to make the best out of it.
And I was lost and trying to find my way. And the system did help me in a way in life to carry on with myself and accept myself. And you know what I mean, I've had a lot of trials and tribulations that have came my way over the time that I've been out of the system.
I mean, whenever I first came into foster care, I thought that it was going to be like a JJA situation, and where it feels like you're locked up type thing. I mean, I was kind of open-minded to it. I was just in a situation, and I didn't know where it was going to go. And they don't look at it as, oh, you're in trouble. They look at it as another kid we can help.
Teenagers in care need to feel like they're real kids. And I sit there and I look at that and it's like, okay, well, KDHE has this list of regulations that we can't do.
When you just keep a kid in like confinement, he can't leave, can't go anywhere, and you treat us like not like an ordinary kid. We're gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna sneak out if you don't let me out all day. I'm gonna get my freedom.
To gain your own independence, your own freedom, you know, and like if you're put in a foster home where that's not available, you are not going to learn anything positive from that situation.
This family really is a good family. I think I did get lucky whenever I got put here.
The foster home that I'm in now, she treats us like we're actually teenagers, like we're an actual kid.
And they were accepting, like, they just accepted me into their house and didn't even think twice about it. And I was like, wow.
Being in foster care, I've really learned there's a lot of different ways to deal with things, but violence is the one path that you should never take.
It's all about the choices that you make and whether you want to do something or not. I mean, if you don't want to do it, you got to know where to step in to say that you don't want to do it.
You know what I mean? Like, they can do what they want because I'm grown. No, you're not. You're not grown. You're 17, 18. You're not grown. You know what I mean? You're a young man. You got much more to learn.
And they think that they're going to make it there by themselves. And that's not necessarily the case. There's nobody that's made it all the way to the top that hasn't had someone else there for them and helping them along the way. You always need those people that's going to motivate you and encourage you. You can't keep, negativity in your life. You can't be alone forever. You can't ride solo all the time. You definitely need a strong support system.
Support. Straight up support. In some way, shape, or form.
It's going to be hard to make it alone. It's going to take somebody else who believes in you.
There's not many friends that I have that I can really say that have my back besides the people here.
I look up to them. I look up to him, and we're all learning from each other. I learn from this guy every day.
I'm the oldest one, so yeah, I have a lot more.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my support group.
We all got stories to tell, that's why we're doing this. Each story is just one more voice that I think just needs to be heard, not just by social workers, but just by other people in general, just to kind of be that inspiration.